Friday, y'all. This is the F Effect. I am Hillary, my beautiful co-host SADE.
Hi.
And we are here to talk all things football, foolery, and fashion. So y'all join us for a little roller coaster here. We got a lot to talk about.
I'm going to say it's Wind Down Friday.
Wind us down.
Wind us down. And so hence why we are drinking wine. I'm going to say my favorite is a pomegranate Merlot.
First of all, let's
pomegranate Merlot.
Folks, that's not something you just go into your local liquor store and find it, okay?
You will not find
that
it.
Is definitely, you got to get that from Napa. Is that where you got to go?
I'm going to say the Temecula Winery. You know,
well, cheers,
Key Ways.
Cheers to a happy Friday. Man, we just had some snow last weekend, so I'm looking forward, right?
Listen,
get some sunshine this weekend.
That snow dumped on us. They said we broke a record other than 2003. That came close, and I think we had a debate about it. Was it 2003? Was it 2006?
Yeah.
Where we had the largest snowstorm? 2003.
Mine was it was consecutive days of snow. So like 50 plus consecutive days in 2006. But yes, as far as snow accumulation, absolutely this was
we got a shitload of snow.
But we good now. It's sunny. It's feeling good. So happy Friday. My favorite wine is probably like a good Pinot Noir or a Malbec. You know, those are mine. I don't have a brand. I'm sorry. But I definitely, anytime you got two of them, I'm going for it. So again, happy Friday, y'all.
Yes.
Man, let's get into some football.
Get into it.
So I'm going to let you start. Is anything happening with your Broncos?
Man, you know, Von Miller made the announcement. What did you just do? No.
I said I don't think shit's happening.
Because really ain't really shit happening in football. You just gonna go ahead and do that to me?
I'm sorry.
Right.
That was rude.
Well, in other news.
What's going on with the Broncos?
Von Miller made an announcement that he is like a Bronco for life. So,
I heard him say that.
Yeah, he is. He's a Bronco for life. Got a baby on the way by a stripper.
Did he say that?
No, I'm asking with you.
Okay.
Nah, he's a Bronco for life. He's a Bronco for life. Hopefully, if they don't, you know.
Yeah, it sounds like he want to be more than just a Bronco for life. I heard him say, I'm not leaving Colorado. Like, I want to be a Coloradoan for life. So it looks like he found his home state.
This is it.
I wonder why.
He a Colorado man now. Not Texas bred anymore, I guess. No, Texas bred.
Texas breed.
Breed?
Yeah, like he breeded from Texas.
And then now it is these, so Texas breed, Colorado.
I don't even know that slang. I just be
about
saying
to
by
grow
way.
him into a man.
Listen, I'm glad he said it, but I want to let's speak some facts here. He got a good 2 to 3. Good 2 to 3 left. Can we say that?
I'm gonna say okay with you. We got Shubs too. That's ready to do something.
Oh yeah,
Shubs. Shubs.
He on his way out too, or is that a new guy?
But he better get healthy.
Yeah, I'm rooting for y'all, man. I want some competition, so I really hope Broncos step it up.
Y'all heard her say it.
We do want a little comp.
Like, we're gonna come back. Here goes the thing, you guys. We are going to come back. Every dog has its day. We've had a few of them, even some back-to-back.
Not let me forget that.
Won't let her down, and we will see you guys again. You know, and we might go back-to-back on y'all. I'm just saying. So
give us some comp, man. Comp only makes us better. Well, speaking of us, and it's us, I mean the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, we made a big move this free agency. We picked up O-lineman Joe Turney.
You did.
He's only 28 years old.
Okay, I was gonna say how old.
Young whippersnapper.
You want to call
He's 28. That's why I made sure to say that. He's a young whippersnapper, 28. We signed him on a 5-year, $80 million deal. So we backing it up. We putting our money. He got something. He gonna bring that. So he previously came from the New England Patriots.
Okay.
First player in NFL history to open his career. And starting in 3 back-to-back Super Bowls. I just thought that was something to stand out. And not that he was in, because you might just say, oh, well, he was just riding. He started. So to start means that he brought something to the table. Never missed a game in 5 seasons. So I feel like this is a big win for us. Out the gate, O-line, we saw what happened at the Super Bowl.
It looked like Patty Mahomes was out there salsaing, just whoop.
He did have a little.
He was over there just doing, hey, mean, that's what he was doing.
And he was still getting the ball off. But
not enough to make a touchdown.
However, was it him? Or was it the fact that there were other players that didn't receive what he was putting out there?
A few times.
Okay.
But a lot of times he was saucing.
And then that's why Joe. That's why Big Joe finna come and do something.
He was out there. Hey, he was doing it.
Well, that's neither here nor there. All you guys need to know is that the Chiefs are doing what they need to be doing on the offseason, and we building up that O-line. So let's go Chiefs.
Broncos can't talk, so I'm gonna let you have it. We coming.
Y'all gonna get better, so y'all gonna get better. But what else is happening in football? We know right now is the NFL free agency, so it's a lot of moving parts happening out there. One of the biggest that I heard was the Chicago Bears.
Andy.
Y'all gonna really go and pick up Andy Dalton?
Is he that good? Is he worth?
Hell no.
Is he worth y'all to pick him up? But is he? Man,
No.
forget. Go get. So here's the thing. Why haven't we gone and got Cap? If y'all gonna go ahead and get,
I'm gonna bring it back.
I'm gonna go back. I'm going back.
What up, Cap?
I'm going back because I was having a discussion with a guy and he was like, "Cap ain't never been shit. Cap it sucks. Y'all are overrating him. He should have been out of there." And I'm like, "Calm down, calm down, okay." But for real, we going with Andy. We going with Andy. All right.
Let me sip a little on this one.
Andy Dalton.
Here's what I don't understand. Chicago, what are y'all doing? Like, how you listen? They always talking about the Bears making some like stupid decisions, not having the best teams, and y'all go pick this man. Now, I'm not knocking Andy. He's cool. Is he worth being your starting quarterback?
Questionable.
Very questionable.
Questionable.
So I'm just like, what the F? I think that's a crazy decision. I think, they were saying something about, Chicago trying to look into Seahawks, your boy Russ. But I don't, parts of me is like, this whole thing, Russ probably really ain't going nowhere. But how you go from a possibility of Russell Wilson to like, okay, we're going to sign Andy Dalton?
Is there some connection there? Like, is it because he has a great relationship with like some of the top coaching staff?
Got to be.
Is that it? Like, wonder what it is. Wonder what it is.
Hell, I think we are wondering because I just don't think this is we out here, we finna, be a competitor. Like, but I just don't know.
So I guess to play devil's advocate 4, 5, 6 years ago.
You're right. And he made surprises.
He was that guy. I know he gave Broncos for a run for the money every time we played him.
Yeah. He made surprises. He may come out and kill. I just don't see that investment. But I do believe it's just a 1-year deal, so.
But two, when you think about it, like sometimes how much is it the system? Like we talk about it, we talk about how like systems work.
Yeah.
I say Brady is who he is because of the system that he's worked in with Belichick that has allowed him to go over with the Buccaneers, right? And so what if it is that the system, the coaching system, everything around it never really supported Andy? And so we'll see.
That's true. And this may just be a good system for it. Or it may not. But we're going to see. But speaking of Belichick, like, whoa. Yeah. What's happening over there?
You like him?
I mean.
Is it because of the Cam Newton?
Well,
even more. Talk about Cam.
We definitely got to talk about Cam. Cam has gotten re-signed, so that shows. Well, that shows to me that him and Belichick got a good thing going on, and they may be going some kind of. But the biggest thing is they've spent already $137 million in free agency.
A lot of money.
A lot of people.
A lot of money.
They building over there, man.
They trying. Well, Belichick ain't gonna have it. You either win it or get out of it.
That's the kind of.
He tried it though with Cam, but Cam is re-signed.
He re-signed. He re-signed him in 1 year, and I think what it was is I think people
Cam.
I heard Cam saying it does make sense that he didn't come in to like a full year, right? Like he came in. Different things were happening. So to really give him this full time to come in and like really show, I think he's going to listen. Cam is my guy.
I don't like him.
Always has been, always will be. I am rooting for you, Cameron Newton. I believe his full name is Cameron. He might just be a Cam. Cam. Go get it. Go get it. But 137, they said that's like the second highest amount that a team has spent in free agency.
They got a goal. And the goal is to return back to the dynasty. That's the goal. That's the goal, but I don't know if it's always going to help you. Like, I've seen teams spend a lot of money on, you know, and increase their salary cap, and then guess what? Because isn't like, and I want somebody to correct me if I'm wrong, I swear, like, when you looked at the Chicago Bears roster of what they were, you know, predicted to do, and, you know.
I think they had really built up that defense. They had, what was his name? Malik, whatever his name was. Over there, and he was a major defensive player. So I always feel like, they made big moves, and they were really just missing a QB, right? And so I'm just like, maybe they're so confident with the rest of their team. We just need somebody that's, you know, I'm not gonna say Andy's mediocre, but you know, I just feel like of all the QBs out right now, I don't know if I would have been like, I want that guy. But the same with, I think, like you said, over at the Patriots, they are really building up. They got hella D coming in there. Cam is a good QB. Let's be clear. Now let's put that out there for anybody that's out there thinking that Cam can't do the job. My man he's a beast.
But touch him. And he crying.
He ain't crying.
No, he can do it. He want to beat you. He want to run through you. But then the moment that you hit him, the moment that you do this, moment that you say Cam, he crybaby. Crybaby ass Cam.
You gotta put some respect
That's
on
a
him.
7-foot giant that be wearing Mary Poppins clothing.
Don't hit my man with the Mary Poppins. He
Mary Poppins clothing.
But what I'm saying
is, what's wrong with him?
No,
don't know.
The problem is because he is so big. There's sometimes they think his big ass can just handle it. Like brush it off. Nah, if you gonna call that call on a small QB, call it for me. And they don't do that for my man.
Now, I will agree.
They don't do it.
Not all the time. Now, there was one time I'm like, dang, he done got hit 3 times. The play is dead. Throw the flag. And there was no flag thrown. And I do think that because they do feel like you're a big guy. Take some.
And that's not cool.
Take a few.
No, you can't help how he genetically was built. That's not fair. He's good.
Friend, but I've seen him do a baseball slide. And someone tap him and this nigga, oh my God.
He might got a few of them too. He might got a few of them too.
I can. Baseball slide and you get tapped. And then you won't act like you've been violated.
He don't go that far.
But violations, let's talk about them. Have you guys ever been violated? In any kind of way? Because
where are you going?
I gotta say this. I've been violated today in a way that I've never been violated before.
How so, Sway?
And I'm not talking sexual harassment.
I have tapped that ass before, let's be clear.
Well, she has. Ooh, women on women sexual harassment. How often do we hear about that? No, that's another topic. How often do women report other women for sexual harassment? Because as many times as you've touched my booty, and I might have touched yours booty. Are you reporting it?
Is that the violation you're speaking of? What violation are you speaking of?
I want to speak of a violation where a bitch felt like I needed some alcohol in my mouth. Have you ever had a conversation with someone and in the midst of that conversation, they spit on you? But not right here. Not here. But the spit lands on your mouth. In your mouth.
Y'all.
And they see it and you feel it. I've never been violated in my life. And not just a little wet drop.
You tried it, yo. You are trying it.
You paused and I paused. Because you seen it. You had to wipe it up. It was so much. You had to wipe it up. So that is the violation that I feel. I'm sorry. I got triggered by saying the word violated. Because I was violated. Hence, why we had to hurry up and do a wind down Friday. Put some alcohol in the mouth.
Oh, first of all,
I don't know where I went there, but okay.
She'll mislead. She'll say something and you'll be like, now what say what now, huh? Folks, I did not purposely spit in her mouth. In excitement in a conversation, because if y'all know, we can get very and in doing so, it's something lightly brushed the side of her face. And there was one small little bubble.
Bubble. She said it right.
You are not gonna let me lay that down. But yeah, that is a small.
It shocked us all, y'all. And we were just like, did you spit? Did it fall? Anyway, okay.
We're gonna come back to that because now what I did and what some other people are doing out there is a true violation. But we'll come back to that. We come back to that. I want to stick around with a little bit more sports. Football, not per se football, but we have never really gave a shout out to Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Big Tig. Tiger
Woods, y'all, get better. I don't know if everybody knows, but Tiger Woods was in a very, very, very bad car accident. A few weeks back. He pretty much messed up his ankle, leg, to the point where I was hearing they was talking about we got to let it go. But I don't think that happened. But very, very serious injuries to his lower right leg. Was not drunk.
So I'm glad that you said
was not drunk.
Because why was that the first thing that you hear, like, of them going back to, oh my gosh, was he drinking? Like, he's always had a drug problem. But he wasn't drunk.
Yeah, but society, how we work, you do something bad, you do something, no, people will never live it down. I do a little spit on you, I'm gonna have to hear it forever. Right. So my man here, he had some incidents, right? One time he was caught drunk driving. Mm-hmm. I remember the time he was trying to get away from the girl that was trying to get at him, right? Was she trying to take B off with his balls or something?
Why? Because he came on, remember he was a sex addict. Let's be clear.
Ooh,
he did have a 20 plus girls.
He did say
had
that.
A sex addiction. I think when that came out, they were trying to pull up the Eric BBA with the Holly Berry, but
the who?
Yes, our ex-husband Eric.
He sure did have a little sex issue,
addiction problem, and I think that came from Tiger Woods admitting that he had a sex addiction.
I forgot about that. But again, Tiger he's home now. I think the latest report said that he is back in his California home. So get better, Tiger. I'm wondering how that's gonna affect him. If he's gonna be the story where it's like my leg I got a false leg and I still got back out here. I could just see it in a couple years, them doing the progress of Tiger's life and this being a part and him still coming out on top
of making a comeback.
He does. Yeah,
so through all of the BS. Do it. He's gonna come back and do it again.
Absolutely.
And I want to say, we have to stop even just polarizing black men's,
the characters and the bad things. We always focus and just be like everything bad they do and make it this big, and then we don't highlight the good things.
Because it was like, oh, Kobe died, but then do you remember back of what happened in the early 2000s? And that was like, dang. And then they brought in Lisa. Like, dang, how about Kobe died, but look at his legacy.
Yeah.
Right? He was acquitted, so I don't even know why we were even talking about it, or it was settled out at that point in time.
Very true.
It happened.
Yeah.
So.
That's true. And you're right, because that's the first thing I said. He wasn't drunk.
First thing he wasn't drunk, because that's the first thing the media said. They were looking for, what reason, instead of, could it have just been he was texting?
They control the
narrative. It's a dangerous curve around if anybody looks at the site in the hills. You could have did this, you could have took your eye off the road, and you could have flipped over. So
the normal thing that we all do, right? We always texting and driving. So
don't text and drive.
Don't text and drive. Not a good thing. But shout out to you, Tiger Woods. Get better. Hopefully, hopefully he's got all the best doctors and nurses around. I'm sure he will be back to his old self soon. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, other than that, sports was pretty, slow this week. It's all, of course, it's March Madness still. You got the NBA still doing their thing, getting closer and closer to finals. There was a little story in sports.
Yeah.
Regarding, it was a small basketball team in Oklahoma, and an announcer. I don't usually like to say their name, so we ain't even gonna worry about his name. But here's a statement that he happened to be on mic and he didn't know. And I quote. So just to give you a little context, the team was Norman High School versus Midwest City, and this is just some high school girls. Mm-hmm. And so when his mic was on, he didn't realize that, and he said, "I hope Norman gets their ass kicked."
But that is because he said
hold on, let me finish.
Okay. ...
And excuse my language, his words, not mine. Fucking N-words. Niggers. So I hope Norman gets their ass kicked. Fucking niggers.
And he was saying that too. The reason why, what prompted him to say that is because these young girls chose to kneel during the national anthem.
Yep.
And they decided that earlier during the season of like, this is how we're going to show up, because there are still social unrest happening.
Yep.
And so he got caught saying that.
He got caught saying it. And it all happened exactly like you said, strictly because they kneeled. His mic, hot mic, what they like to call it, he didn't realize it was on. After it all came out, he said that it's because he has type 1 diabetes.
Motherfucker.
He has type 1 diabetes, y'all, and his blood sugar was low. And unfortunately, that at times he gets to talking delusional, and that's what happened there.
I have type. So you said type 1, type 2? Type 2?
He said he had type 1 diabetes, and his sugar level
sugars were low. And for that reason, I said that.
I said a very racist comment.
We're
sitting here, we letting y'all debrief this as well, because are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Are you serious? You telling me because your blood sugar dropped low, you had to sprout out this racist comment? No. Let's talk about what you and I talk about.
You're just
all
a
the
racist.
time. You're just a freaking racist.
And someone tried to correct me today, and I'll take that. Maybe is it not that you're fully racist, but does everybody have racist tendencies?
100%.
And it's okay to be offended, right? Like, I can be offended by somebody saying something, but at that point, I can't always deem it as being racist, right?
You can always deem it as being racist if the comments or the actions they take are specifically against another race.
But is that racist tendencies? Because I would say racism is used to oppress, right? So I'm oppressing black people because I'm a white person, right? And I'm controlling the rules, the laws, and the regulation because of my race to oppress. Because I say something about that other race, technically might say I have some racist tendencies. When you say something that's a derogatory,
absolutely. Anybody that's saying that word and it's saying it in that way, yeah, like, nah, I do agree. And me and you have talked about it. I think everyone in the entire world, in the comfort of their own, but has racist tendencies, right?
Because we ain't using it to oppress.
Racist tendencies.
Got you.
But when again, I'm still questioning that. We have been oppressed by this word forever.
No, that was a racist.
That's something. I thought you were speaking of him. No.
His comment of what he said because of what the girls were doing, that's some deep-rooted belief. Mm-hmm. Now, the difference is, and we said this too, how you know if you got some racist tendencies, let somebody cut you off from the different race, the same race, because you can have some racist tendencies against your own race too. So let's be clear. You can be Uncle Ruckus.
True.
We have all watched Boondocks. Hopefully. I don't know.
And then it's the stereotypes and it's the biases. So yeah, I think we do play into that even within our own race, right? Yeah. But this man, the audacity of you to say it's because of your type 1 diabetes. Like, own that shit. Like, we in a place right now, own that shit. If that's what it is and that's how you felt, own it. I'd rather you just be apologizing and saying, I didn't know my mic was on, and keep it as that. And if that means you lose your job, you do whatever, own that shit. Like,
he should have just said, I'm here to do a dang job. And I disagree for what they doing. It doesn't say I gotta like black people or white people or Hispanics. I'm here to do a dang job. He could have said that. Because in the reality, a lot of people behind closed doors are talking shit. When the mic ain't hot, they talking shit. So, you just got caught. You just got caught. So, unfortunately, we got to give you a pink slip.
Period. And now
get him out of here.
I don't know if he's out of here. That's the thing. But
he gotta go.
Let's move on into a little foolery, kind of still on the same line. So the whole Sharon Osbourne situation with Cheryl Underwood on the hit daytime show, The Talk, right?
Yeah.
So Sharon Osbourne is wife of rock legend Ozzy Osbourne, but Sherry's been doing her thing for a minute. She's been a host on the show for a while. And then Cheryl Underwood is one of our first really black females of comedy that just kicked out the door, Was she on I Got the Hookup? Like, she's been on so many things. Going all the way back. A lot of people used to ridicule her and say, like, who's this dark woman? You know, she had so much. And then now she's on your TV every day because she's a daytime host. Shout out to you, Cheryl Underwood. But yeah, they had some convo on the show where Cheryl was pretty much, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but the British news anchor who walked off after there was comments that he made on the British TV station attacking Meghan, Prince Henry and
Meghan Markle,
Meghan Markle. And so they were just talking about it on the talk, and Sharon got so upset, and she did make a comment. She said, listen, if every white person that says something, she asked, is every white person that makes a comment about a black person racist? And so what she was referring to is because her friend who walked off the show on the British network, he had constantly been picking at Meghan. They've been, as we talked about our last show, Meghan's been getting all kind of racial scrutiny just coming at her, right? And so she got upset. Sharon Osbourne was defending this man and saying, I'm sick of this. He is not a racist, da 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 da. Basically saying, can he just not like Meghan, right? And so Cheryl then came back and said, listen, what you have to understand is sometimes it's the tone. Sometimes it's how you attack and how you approach this woman who is black. Now, let me remind people that don't know and don't watch this show, Sharon didn't even know Meghan was black. Sharon made a comment, and we're talking about Sharon Osbourne. They were talking about her, and this is when Eve was still a host, and she was like, Meghan's not black. And everybody stopped. They was like, she is. And her then rebuttal was, well, she doesn't look black. So clearly out the gate, Sharon got issues when it comes to race and black colorism. And, you know, this is the definition of what we're talking about. Like, is this racist tendencies? And so she pretty much, as Cheryl was talking to her and nicely talking, she attacked her. I'm sorry, but she attacked her and she became the victim. And she felt like that Cheryl was attacking her friend. Cheryl felt like she was attacking her friend. I'm sorry. Sharon felt like that Cheryl was attacking her friend, again, the British commentator who walked out. And she felt like just because he doesn't like Meghan doesn't mean that he's a racist. And then Sharon went on to say now Cheryl was accusing her of being a racist because she was talking about this. And so now this is just unraveling. It's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's a big thing. And I just am like, does it go back to what we were saying? Is Sharon just a person who has these racist tendencies?
Right.
Or is she really a racist?
Rooted stuff that you need to deal with. Because if so, I don't think she would have gotten as angry.
She got angry,
but
y'all.
Can we just say, like, of how poised Cheryl Underwood was when addressing, and I can tell the sincerity that she had when she was even speaking to Sharon. Like, well, let's take this off the camera. Like, you are a friend first. You are a friend. So, camera, I want to let you know, like, audience, that she's never, to that extent abused or said anything against black people.
Right.
But even with Cheryl being so poised and explaining herself, your girl, Sharon still lost it.
She lost it. She got so personal. She pretty much not attacked Sharon, but she did. She talked to her in such a way that I'm like, how dare you? Who are you?
Right. Not as a friend.
Not as a friend. And this is on national TV. Like, and it was again that victim. Oh my gosh. Now I'm the racist. She really played that part. And again, if you know Sharon's history, like, you tried it, young lady. I mean, dating back, they said Sharon has made many comments. She's had other guests or hosts on there where she's made, I think they had an Asian lady on there and she said something about her slanty eyes. Yes. I don't know her name now, but if anybody watched, Roseanne Darlene used to be a host on here, and she said something to the extent of her liking to eat kitten. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Some people, they want to say like, no, I don't have these biases. No, but nah, that's you. That's who you are. And I'm more of a point, like, people just start being free.
Living in your truth.
Be free. If that's who you are, that's who you are.
I'd rather you say, listen, I want to love everybody, but there's some days that I might get taken back and I might say something that I probably shouldn't say. But it might not mean that it has bad attention. Because I've said some things, like due to the traumatic experiences that my ancestors have gone through, that I've gone through, that I'm like, you know, doesn't mean I would say that I'm a racist.
Right. I mean, I just made a comment, and I stand by, like I said, typical white women. I do feel like a lot of times that white women play victims, but I guess we all can play the victim a little bit. So just me standing corrected in just that comment that I said, but I said it. I said what I said.
She said what she said, Craig. In that order.
I said what I said.
In that order.
We're going on another versus, man.
Right.
We gonna take a break?
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Because this was deep.
Yeah.
This
I'm like, before, you see, I had to get with her like, yo.
This next
we
one
done
is
left
deep.
the heated thing. We done said everybody a racist, technically. You have racist tendencies.
You definitely just said everybody.
Racist tendencies.
It's so unfortunate.
And let that sink in. But yeah, I think it's time to take a
Let's
break.
take a little break. We'll be right back, y'all. Join us.
Yes. Grab your glass of wine. All right.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hey, y'all. I'm Drea.
I'm Tay.
And I'm Julia. This is Water Me Sis. Water Me Sis is a live podcast on our network where we talk about everything from educational to spicy, and we uplift each other.
Make sure you catch us every Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
See you there.
What's up, guys? As always, it's your girl, Nadia.
Breezy V.
And Plain Dane.
And this is UDIA, Youth Media UDIA.
Conversations for the youth, by the youth.
Airing Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
Make sure you guys come out and watch. Thanks.
Hey!
Thank y'all for coming on back. I hope y'all got a second to go grab some wine.
Yes. Wind down with us.
Wind down with us.
Getting juicy.
Right? So we just finished talking about a versus with Sharon Osbourne and Cheryl Underwood. Here's a versus that really just was like, no. Kirk Franklin and his son. Dang.
So before you even go ahead, I'm gonna let you.
Oh, what you about to say?
Because I didn't believe it when I heard the clip. Like, I didn't believe. I'm like,
is that Kirk? I wish we could play the clip, but
and then in what day and age is it that kids start turning on their family?
oh my goodness.
Because I'm gonna fuck you up after that for even airing it. Now you got something there. Now you got something there.
Well, let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back and put a little
Put them on. Put them on.
So if y'all know, what is he? Grammy Award winning, Stella winning, top notch
producer,
gospel producer, songwriter, artist, Kirk Franklin. GP, are you with me?
Who doesn't know Kirk?
Everybody knows Kirk. I feel like he came out with all the. He's kind of a little man,
big voice.
He is. He got
energy.
He's fun size. He's bite-sized little guy, but I think he's the one that brought the hip hop to gospel.
He got me listening to gospel music in a different way.
100, like he was jamming with it, rap on there, all of that. So Kirk Franklin is a legend when it comes to, the gospel music scene. I'm just a pioneer in music, funny guy, dope. Well, he has 4 kids, and his oldest recently came out with a video. I'm sorry, not a video, with an audio where he was actually taping a conversation that he was having with his father. And in this conversation, we hear Kirk go left, y'all. Kirk go somewhere like, oh, Kirk. Okay, Kirk. No, just
I'm gonna tell him to do R. Kelly. Prove it was him.
It was definitely him.
Prove it was him.
It was definitely him. So in this conversation, they're going back and forth. They're on the phone, and you hear Kirk say words like,
"I'll kill you."
I don't know if he said kill you. Nah, he said I'll beat your ass. I'll fuck you up.
Okay.
I'll beat your ass, boy. He called him broke. He said, don't you ever disrespect me. I'll beat your motherfucking ass. And some other things. And so the son decided to leak the audio. And he said that for years he's been dealing with what he called parent abuse. Why are you laughing, Johnny? I'm trying to really get this real story out.
No, I hear you, but what kids do? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell it, because I'm a mama. I got an 18-year-old, and I go ahead, man.
So what he says, the son says that he has been estranged. The family has not supported him or shown love in the past 14 years. He's 38 now, between 36 or 38. And he says that he's been receiving this abuse from his father for so long, and he decided to just step away, and they've been going to counseling. And his father doesn't want to accept him. And so this has been an ongoing thing. And so he recorded and he dropped it and he leaked it. And of course, you got, again, what we just said, Kirk Franklin owned this shit. He said, yes, what y'all heard was something between family. We all have issues and things go on between family. I'm not proud of what I said, but I did say it in a private moment with my son. I know as the leader and the influence I have, I do need to be more mindful.
Why you gotta apologize for that? Nah, man, I ain't with it. Why he gotta apologize for that? You are my son. If you respect thy mother and thy father. Ain't no telling what happened with his son, what he did. But if you get out of pocket, I'm going to check you. Did he use some bad words? He used some bad words. But who wouldn't? Who hasn't? We done heard the former president say grab him by the pussy and talk shit about Muslims, black people.
Come on.
And this so he got to apologize because I reprimanded my son. I didn't put my hands on him. But I reprimanded you. You don't know that I'm your father today?
And not just a son. This a grown-ass man.
Yeah. And you going to leak it on top? You going to leak it?
No
now
loyalty.
Let me come on over there.
No
and
loyalty.
Something to leak.
Yeah, where the loyalty at? Yeah, I felt like it was. I just think that you don't air out laundry, right? That's some in-house shit. Y'all keep it in-house. Cause I'm like, what's the goal? What are you trying to do? You want to expose your father? You want to say that y'all have issues? Anybody that know y'all pretty much know y'all got issues, right? Like people ain't nobody new to it. He was saying that TD Jakes was doing counseling with them, so people already knew about this situation. I thought it was pretty crazy, or not crazy, but I guess dope for me because his sister went on and she got in it and she said, all right, don't make me go for mine. Meaning I go ride for my daddy. And she pretty much called him out. She was like, what haven't you received? You came up with a silver spoon in your mouth. Yes. She got into it. They've been going at it and she's like, everything you want, you got. It's just you're mad because you burned bridges. She said, daddy gave you everything. Even getting in college, you wouldn't have got in without our father. She blasted him. And all he could say was, have y'all checked on me? Have y'all reached out to me? And so it sounds like he's hurt. Girl, and hurt people, right?
Hurt people. But two, relationships, it takes two.
It does.
And I feel like sometimes we just get in this one dimension, where that person has to come to me, has to be the initiator of all. And it don't work that way. And I hope her response was, have you called and checked?
That's exactly what she said. When have you called us? When have you reached out? She was calling him out, and she did a whole live video, and then it was some going back and forth on social media threads. But she pretty much said I ride for my pops. We have always been here. You've gotten everything that you ever wanted or needed. But now that you see you trying to do it by yourself and you broke and ain't got no money. So now it's and I can see it's probably one of them situations. He's like, I'm tired of giving you everything, and so I don't know that that's what it is, but that's what it sounds like. He's been given everything and now his father, they're trying to see him be a man, and so.
How's it crazy when you used to be like, these hoes ain't loyal, and now your kids ain't loyal.
Kids ain't loyal,
These hoes ain't loyal, neither is your kids.
Yeah, and it seems like it's pretty been unanimous, in the industry, everybody's been supporting Kirk. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the goal was. I don't know if he was I'm going to expose him. Like I said, anybody that's close to you already know what's going on, so you ain't really exposing nothing. Yeah, he said a few curse words. We all do. Your favorite preacher's preacher has said some cuss words. Who
hasn't?
Right?
Right. That's life. He handled it. It's life, y'all.
Yeah. It's life. It's real life stuff. That's how it goes down. So, but we really, truly are, it's nothing like a father and son bond, or just a child and parent bond. So I really hope y'all can figure that out.
Can I just say, at what point, we see here, our children, this child playing the victim, and we don't know how he was raised up, but I say that is because I happen to be on my Instagram, and I have a family member who is a young child who's just gone rogue on Instagram, and she has said that verbatim, I've grown up very unimpoverished. I grew up in high poverty, and I'm like, you're lying. Lying. Not true for it. Like how she's making it seem. I had to work 2 jobs in high school and doing all of that. And I'm like,
cut it out.
Cut it out.
That's what it sounds like to this. Like if you don't cut it out.
She's just painted her mama to be the worst mama in the world, and I can't say I was raised with them in their household, but I can tell you that your mama. Let me tell you what poverty and show you what poverty looked like. You had a house.
Yeah.
You had running water.
Yeah.
You had food to eat. You had clothes on your back.
Yeah. And see,
you weren't impoverished.
I tell you, I've said this on the show. The entitlement nowadays is like totally different. The respect, like I feel like teenagers and kids. Again, he's a grown up, but if he's been raised so privileged and to have everything he wants, and now it's a time where you ain't getting it. Like, yeah, but it's those things. I don't think. Even looking back now, kids understand the sacrifices that parents make. I think sometimes we do think like, oh, if you got it, it should be mine, or you should make it easy for me. Like, parents' job is to take care of you really till you 18. And after 18,
done. Georgette asked me to go half on her contacts lenses. This is a real moment, y'all. Follow me here. This girl worked full time. She don't pay not one bill. She don't pay anything. Maybe $100 on her phone bill. And today she said, can you pay half of my contact lenses and send me $70?
Whoa. What did you say? Did you think about it?
I did. And everything in me said, you work a full fucking time job and you are 18 years plus of age. Those are your eyes and not mine. And our insurance covered your eye exam. I don't know what more you want from me at this moment.
At this point, you gotta fend for yourself, right?
Right. You do. But too, friend, I also want to say what that video didn't show is what he said to even provoke his daddy.
He didn't show that part. He didn't play the whole video.
Because
he did not play the whole video.
He was triggered, obviously. Something he said.
Something triggered him. Something. I mean, Kirk went left. Like, so
that's
he
why
was triggered. And that's Kirk. Another thing with, people, like, the respect for parents has, like, talk to you like you a woman on the street. Like, huh? That's your mama. That's your daddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like unfortunately, again, we will never know the full story, but I don't think that what he was trying to do is working in his favor right now. I don't think that everybody's going against Kirk, and I feel like that was what he wanted to happen, and I don't think that's happening. So again, hope y'all work that out. You only get one daddy. You only get one son. Well, not only get one son.
I'm saying start to check these children. Start to discipline these children.
At a young age. At a young age.
Don't just be talking to me crazy at 2 years of age.
Yeah, at a young age, you got to start.
You ain't gonna be talking to me crazy even at 3. 4. Huh? What? Please.
Get them young,
18.
y'all.
You're not gonna be talking to me crazy at 18.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Gotta go.
So again, good luck with that relationship. I hope y'all work that out, Kirk Franklin and son.
Can we talk about big world news? I don't even say this is foolery, but the Vatican.
Yeah.
Came out this weekend, just really saying that we support anybody that's gay, lesbian, transgender. You can come into these walls to worship, but due to sin, we won't marry you. We do not believe in that union. We can't acknowledge it, but sin. You can come in here as sinners do, but we won't bless that union. And so that huge. Being Catholic,
you're
Christianity,
saying a Catholic church cannot bless and will not conduct same-sex marriages.
But they'll go ahead and cover up the pedophilia that has happened. But they'll go ahead and cover up the pedophilia.
That's where I'm at.
Like years and years and years of them knowing that boys were being sexually abused.
Make it make sense. Because it's almost like
which is sin. So you have the same priest, right? And I'm not saying all of them, who have indulged in sinning some kind of way. That's sin, rape. Boys,
within this whole
same sex, and now you won't even the same, what you might even call a sin that your priests have indulged in. You won't acknowledge it, but you can come into these doors for worship. I think that's a lot. I think that they, in that stance, like you are acting in the way of God, because I believe we all have our judgment day.
We do.
We all have our judgment day.
I had so many mixed thoughts on this. You're right. My first one was how dare y'all? The nerve of all that's been happening in the Catholic Church and for years, you know? And then it goes back to that, like, you know, is it based on their faith? Is it a sin in the eyes of, you know, when we talking religious and Catholic and Christians, like, and if that is so, can they stand by that? Right? Because it's like this it's a devil's advocate for me, because I totally am like, what? How? But then I'm like, if those are the foundations that they want to stand on, do they have the right to do that? I mean, clearly they do.
They do. If they going off of the word, they do.
Exactly.
And that is the torn is, you know, I was raised on, like, for me, like, this is the commandments. This is how we should be upholding the word, right? And then also, too, that God forgives. He is the ruler, and he is the one that is going to judge my heart wholeheartedly, right? And so it is that line, but too, like, can you be mad at them for sticking where their stance if it comes down for God?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's that part where it's like that's the part of me that's like, I cannot knock where their stance is, right? And it doesn't mean that I'm for or against same-sex marriages. But I do believe when we're talking about, you know, these unions or these, you know, what do you call it? Not establishment, not an organization. What is this? Like a entity. I don't know what you would call is it the Catholic Church as a whole, right? That if those are the foundations in which they stand on, in which they are led by because it's in the word, then people being upset about this is almost like, really? How can you? Like, because that is a part of which is the foundation of their church and of their beliefs.
What's so great is religion is started with the premises of, like, this country, right? So for them to try to, and I'm going somewhere, like, to remove religion, like, for me as a person, we should be pressing and saying, no, we need to bring back some more religious values, because we've been so hard at trying to remove them. We used to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
We used to do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning.
Strictly had God
on the
right?
As a school, you would do it, right?
Over your auditorium, like, you know, and it talked about God, one nation under God, and now you can't even say that. We can't even mention anything about God. We have some foundations that we even work with, and we can't even talk about religion, and religion is so tied to Black people. So now we're being not inclusive. Yeah. And so I feel like the Vatican, like, that's the Archdiocese, that's what they believe. That's what they believe. They're going off of the word. That's in the same word.
That's what they stand on it. And if you don't want it, you don't like it,
so be it.
Go get married someplace else. Like, so that's where I'm at. But it does also feel like a little bit of a contradiction, just because of knowing the history when we're talking about, you know, the whole priests and molesting boys and all of that. And it's like, it almost comes out as like they know it and they just hide it, right? And I'm like, how is that not sin? You know, so those are the parts where it's like, okay, now, like, how you just gonna be tacking one and the other is like, oh.
We are all sinners.
All of us are sinners.
We will all have
sin daily.
Every day. So to classify one sin
greater than the next sin
over another sin, that is like where I feel like you cannot do.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you're going to be strict all the way down, be strict all the way down. Prosecute and don't approve and agree with those who have convicted and been, tangling with being a pedophile. So,
and the before we get off the story, a lot of priests have said, nah, they're going against this.
Oh,
yeah, that's been the story. That it's a lot of priests is like, nah, we're not acknowledging that. We don't agree with that. We don't support that. So I'm seeing if that's gonna shake some things up. Like what? There may be some priests that be like, nah, come on to mine. Come to my chapel.
And I hope this doesn't sound like I'm naive. So I'm assuming that there aren't any gay priests, any gay Catholic priests, and I think that's something
maybe not openly, but
we should probably.
There's homosexuality in every group of every people. Priests. Hell, I even say nuns. Y'all can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. I just think that's real. Like that is something that did not cross over because you have a religious, some type of religious role. I feel like that homosexuality comes in every group of people. So yeah, now just because of them being who they are, they're probably not open about it.
And this is, again, it's still huge news because some would argue, like, I'm born this way. How'd you deny me the right of something that I've been born this way? So. And then some would say.
You're getting too deep.
Science says choice. You were born a woman or a man.
Yeah.
So. Another conversation.
Whole nother conversation. Not way too deep. But hopefully, like I said, it doesn't cause too much ruckus in the Catholic Church, but I definitely see this being an issue. So we'll see.
What more can we do? What were you saying early? Like, what all do we talk about? Like, what has our world become consumed by right now? I feel
race, money, power, and sex. Who you screwing, who you ain't screwing, who's a man, who's a boy, who's a girl, who's a woman.
That's it.
That's what everything is all about.
We need a news station that's just called Good News Station.
Good news. Well, I can give you some good news.
Give me some good news.
So first of all, shout out. We in the month of March. It's still Women's Month.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to you for being a bomb woman.
You the truth.
So to all the females out there, all y'all are the truth, but definitely want to give some shout out. The Grammys was this past weekend.
Yeah.
And some history was made.
Tell me, who made it?
Beyonce, y'all in their face like hello.
Beyonce.
So Beyonce, Knowles Carter. Is it Carter Knowles?
Knowles Carter.
Okay. Well, she might have flipped it on her ass. Like, I'm always being nuts. But anyway, Beyonce made history by being the first female artist to win 28 Grammys. She's got the largest amount of the highest amount of Grammys for any female artist. So shout out to Beyonce. She's tied with like Quincy Jones, but again, he's a male. But for female, nobody above her. And one of those Grammys that she took was with Megan Thee Stallion, who became the first female rap artist to take home Best Rap album, which was huge, which is real huge. So shout out to those two, like, just bomb ass women. That's good news. Women continue to break records and make history. Although they said the Grammys had the lowest ratings ever this year.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even watch it. I missed it. I think I called you and was like, hi, it happened. How the hell am I at the house? And
because we snowed in.
Like, what the fuck? But when I caught when I previewed it a little bit, I'm like, real urban. It was real.
First of all, I don't like the word urban, yo. I don't like it. What do you mean when you say urban? And by urban, you mean okay.
Urban.
You see how they try and use words? Were you trying to imply that it was too black?
I love all of keep it being urban, but I just pulled the ploy of what somebody else or
there was several people saying that this show is getting very urban.
Oh, okay.
They've been saying some of those words. I mean, there were artists. I mean, you had Little Baby, Da Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, her, Beyonce,
Cardi.
Now Megan and Cardi's performance was a little racy.
Well, what they were doing? What song?
What?
Okay.
Like, how could it not be racy?
How could
Because
it
you
not?
just gonna scissor and flip on national TV. But okay, y'all do y'all thing.
They
The
could've
choreography
chose.
was amazing.
They could have got Doja Cat and Sweetie.
Doja was on there.
Best
Doja
friend.
performed, but she no, she was in her little
oh
pop
my
song.
Gosh.
She definitely did a pop. But yeah, it was definitely. Here's what got me. MC Light was doing the little announcement. I was like, BT on? It's like, nah, it's because she does it on the BT Awards.
So that's why you would have had me fooled too. Because how long has MC Light been?
She was
the moderator for BET.
BET for a while. She was doing some of that.
Now, friend, if it didn't say Grammys rolling on the bottom, you probably would have been like, "Oh, BET on." So you mad? We mad at that? So then what happened was, y'all, they said that there was only 8.8 million viewers that tuned in. So the lowest is because
in history. No, it's in history.
Y'all, we just in a racist world. That's all it is.
But how they just
black people
prepared.
on TV, they don't want to watch.
I'm telling you, they did probably know. They knew because of the BLM, the Black Lives Matter, still lingering from last year. I think that people probably did know that it was going to be way more highlighted on blacks, not just success, but more black performers. But the Grammys has for years been getting, just beat up for not featuring African American performers, for not giving out the awards to us. So it's like,
so I'm gonna tell you what happened. They probably started off with probably 10 or 12 million, but then when the baby came on with Tamika Mallory, we gonna talk about that. With
Tamika Mallory, and, Little Baby. That was Little Baby.
When Little Baby came on with Tamika Mallory and Killer Mike, Black Lives Matter movement, we lost 2 million there.
Stop.
Friend. Don't do that. Because Republicans are attacking Black Lives Matter. The Republicans, predominantly all white party. That means white people, sorry, if you don't fall in there, you ain't with Black Lives Matter. And just calling it what it is. So we started probably with 10, maybe 12 million. Lil Baby came on with Tamika Mallory and Killer Mike, and then we went down to 8.8 million viewers.
Well, I just want to say, your 10 million sounds great, but they're usually averaging 56 million. So, I know, it sounded wonderful. It sounded wonderful when you were like, we dropped 2.
56 million?
At a high, they've had 56 million viewers tune in to the Grammys. Like, the last year was a big, big low, but this year was like the all-time low. So, yeah, it would have sounded cute with your 10 that dropped to 2, but when we're talking about normally 30 plus, highest at 50,
to 8 mil?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I can just think, first of all, who knew the Grammys was coming on? I didn't know to the day of. I was like, the Grammys is on today? Because the Grammys typically comes on in February. So I don't know if people didn't know it was coming on, wasn't prepared for it. So yeah. But shout out to Beyonce and Megan Good. I'm sorry. Hey Megan, I like it too. To Megan Thee Stallion for making history. Again,
wait
the
a
Grammys.
minute, we ain't moving from that. Because come back before we move on. Come back in here. Tamika Mallory and Tamir Rice, mama.
Ooh,
we are not going to leave from the Black Lives Matter movement and the controversy just by Tamika Mallory and Killer Mike being up on the stage with the Little Baby. It's caused because someone has something to say.
First of all, y'all, you're not gonna keep calling this man the Little Baby.
Little Baby.
I'm sorry,
Little Baby.
Thank you.
Little Baby. Little Baby.
Little Baby.
They say Little Baby.
The Little Baby. Little Baby. You right. So Little Baby had a performance on the Grammy and he brought Tamika Mallory. And I don't know if everybody's familiar, but Tamika Mallory is a huge mainstream activist. She started just like, she was really into rights, and she became on the big just like the big voice for activists. Yeah, she's like, but I'm just saying that now during the Black Lives Matter, I mean, there were a lot of activists, but she was like the it.
Yeah.
She's connected with Sean King. She's been on tons of shows. Like, she's been really on the street, on the pavement, front line, fighting.
Yep.
Well, we think, because this story is about to go. That's what we think. That's what we see, right? But then you've got
Tamir Rice's mama.
Tamir Rice,
which
who
is a little boy. Was it in New Jersey?
It was East Coast.
Who was 12, who was gunned down, who had a fake gun, and he was shot and killed.
Yep.
And so, yeah, his mom
going hard at Tamika, y'all. She going hard. She stated, like, you know, that performance, they all clout chasers. Yeah, she got up there, but it angered her so much because she is not for the people. She has not been fighting for my family. They talk all this, but they're doing it just for the light and the attention. And she blasted a few. She threw Sean King's name in there. So it just made us, like, have this conversation. I do believe Tamika is doing the work. But to the extent, like, once you get to a situation where you are this big person, do you become where you have to be in so many different places and you maybe can't show up like somebody wants you to show up, right? Because now it's bigger than just Tamir Rice, right? It's this big movement. And not trying to make no excuses by any means, but she definitely went in. Curse words and all. I'm going to say,
they probably said the same thing about MLK. When you get so big that he ain't here for us, we've seen it in biographies that they've done on him where people are not satisfied with how he's showing up for Black people.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think no matter how big you get, when you are really or truly, you know, activating on behalf or, you know, on your people, there is someone that is never going to be happy. But I say all of that to say, like, I don't know why Tamir Rice's mother would have said that. I can't say that it's wrong. But I do think, like, we're at a point, like, for Black people, reach out.
Yeah.
If you have a problem, reach out to her directly.
Yeah.
If you feel some kind of way, reach out and say, this is how I feel. And allow a person to correct. But don't just go and attacking it you don't know.
Don't go on attacking you don't know.
It's crazy.
Now, I will, always playing that little back row, I will say, Tamika been everywhere. From T.I.'s video, I see her rolling around with Yandy, talking to the first lady. I mean, she's been everywhere.
She young girl. She young, hip girl, 35.
Everywhere.
She's out here. She's the front. She's the face right now, activating on our behalf until somebody else step up.
Yeah, and I mean, so I think, like you said, with that fame, you do get a bigger platform, and people do reach out to you. So, I hate that Tamir Rice's mother feels like that, but I'm with you. I hope she can talk about it. But then I also see a lot of, like, you know, George, I was about to say George Foreman.
George Floyd.
I'm
said George Foreman.
I think I gotta get on that Foreman. My
George Foreman grill.
My bad, y'all. George Foreman.
A little steak every now and then.
Yeah, you feel me? Nah, do a little fish on there. That's it. Go. But anywho, George.
I'm gonna try.
I'm so sorry. George Floyd's filming. I saw they made him, like, they got a house or something. They built a house. Somebody bought him a house. His family members got a house. That's what I'm saying. People, they flood in different ways.
Kyrie Irving. I think bought his
Kyrie
daughter.
Irving. That's exactly who it was.
Bought his daughter a house.
Bought his daughter a house. So I'm wondering, I'm not saying this is the case, but I can see, you know, parents or families for other people that have, you know, been gunned down or taken by police violence. Like, why we ain't getting all that attention? Why everything ain't coming this way? So I don't know if that's it, but she has some very harsh words. So I really hope that her and Tamika can work it out. Yeah. Work it out. All right. Well, now we about to come to a quick close here. Not before we feature some fashion.
I know. I thought, can I just say something really, really quick, y'all?
Sure.
And then we can go on to the fashion, because I just got to say it. Because, you know, we've been trying to keep y'all COVID ready of what's happening in the COVID world.
Oh, yeah. I did try and go over this because it's scary, y'all. It's scary.
It's a little scary, but, you know, I'm not making this up. This is real news. So earlier this week, the CDC director, Dr. Rochelle, made an appalling statement stating that she feels that COVID-19 will not be the leading virus here in the U.S. come summer, that the variant B117 will be the leading virus here in the U.S. And so what that means is that the leading variant, and what they found out, is if you contract it, you are 55% more likely to die from
55.
And how quickly transmissible this virus is. And so she was basically stating that it's a race of time, because if we don't get people vaccinated at the time that this variant becomes the dominant variant, it can undermine everything that we've been doing for COVID.
Whoa.
For COVID. And so that report, that statement was released from the CDC director today earlier this week by Dr. Rochelle. And so it's real, because I don't want us to be doing all of this if B117 is what we need to be worrying about. And then what does B19 look like? Not messing with you. But that's how quickly the variants are changing.
Yeah.
And so it's the race against time. So, I mean, Biden has made some aggressive commitments of getting people vaccinated. So we'll see.
Y'all take care of yourself. Be careful. I know the world is opening back up, but shit is still real. I told you, open or not, I'm still going to be coming in with masks. Hey, y'all. Like,
yeah, we better get used to it. We need to be like...
and some people are like, it's nothing. Like, this whole thing was BS. And I don't believe that. I do believe that this is a real thing. I do believe people are dying. I definitely think that they've pushed out those numbers a little now that. But this is a real thing. So just take care of yourself, because it's getting warm outside. And I already know thighs and legs is coming out. So that means dudes is coming out. Parties is finna be happening. Picnics is finna happen. It's finna go down.
I'm out here with a mask.
And I just don't want us to go back to like everything is all good. Like,
and some emergency.
I know. I am. Don't touch me.
And some zinc.
Give me still 6 feet. I'm asking for 6 feet. I've been asking for it, so I'm gonna continue. Yeah. So, but yeah, that definitely is scary. So keep us in the loop on that.
Protect yourself. Yeah. Make people wash hands.
Wash your hands.
6 feet distancing, although it might move to 3. So
they get on my nerves. They switch it every day. Okay, now let's get to our fashion fab diva. Again, Women's Month. We always highlighting like some bomb ass women. Today's fashion diva is Miss Rashida.
She's so freaking dope.
I freaking love Rashida.
My style inspiration.
She's the dopest of the dopest when it comes to style, even on her business tips. So we're talking about Rashida. A lot of people know from Love and Hip Hop, but Rashida was a rapper. She's been in the industry. She's been doing her thing. She's married to her like high school or young sweetheart, Kirk Frost. They live in Atlanta, Georgia, and her style is just like dope. She has now, I think, 3 stores, boutique stores. One is in Houston, and I think she has 2 in Atlanta. And yeah, she sells clothes, but she also styles herself. So she's always just wearing like just some dope stuff, like the sweatsuit with the denim, and she keeps a brim big hat. I wore this today in honor of her. Like, she's just super super stylish,
it's the lip color,
and it's effortless.
It's her lip color. There's a chick like who can rock any freaking lip color, goes with her skin tone. It's Rashida.
Rashida keeps her lip.
She's all the way fly from her head down. I wonder if she like get dressed like, okay, this is the lip color and the heels that I'm gonna wear,
Or if
and then I'm gonna put my outfit together, or do you just put it on together?
Put it on? I feel like Rashida probably like, this how I'm feeling today. Let me put this on. Maybe heels today, maybe tennis shoes, maybe baby shorts, maybe the baby booty shorts, maybe a long drastic t-shirt. Like, she's definitely just all kind of, there's no one style that describes her, because I've seen her in everything. The only thing that Rashida be, I was just about to say, I know we soul sisters, because in my head I was about to be like, this, but I can't get jiggy with. We going from rainbow colors. We red today. We purple and blue the next. And then we all green, 5 yellow the next. Yeah, we the same. That's the only thing now. Bravery. I see it. But yeah, she can miss me with them hair colors. But shout out to Rashida Frost for just having impeccable style and for being a boss woman. Like I said, owning your own store, being a mother, being on TV. I seen her put something the other day, was like, people ask me all the time when I'm a rest. She was like, I ain't made 100 mil yet, so I can't. So just the hustle that she got in her. She's always working out. She's doing her videos. So I always like to see women that are, taking care of business in all areas of their life. So shout out Rashida. But I think that's it.
That's it. What a good show.
What a good show. We had a lot to talk about. There's so much to talk about. And we still got
so much more to talk about. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, we can keep going. But
we can keep going. So thank y'all. We appreciate y'all joining in and just coming to hear us talk and rap it. Remember, this is just a free space. We're not always politically correct. We don't always say the right words, but we are truly, genuinely being us. So we appreciate y'all joining us every Friday here on our network, 8 p.m. Right. Can we toast on out?
Yeah, we gonna toast it out, but more so go grab your mama, grab your auntie, grab your boyfriend, grab your husband, grab your brother, and tell them to tune in.
Tune in. I want to share, like, Do all that stuff. Comment. We want to hear from y'all. Let us know if there's any topics or anything that y'all want to chat about. We will be having our Us and Him segment coming soon. So send anything in if you want us to talk about when we got that him sitting here. But other than that, thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, God bless everybody, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace.